Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Marketing TV. I'm Dan Dean. Thanks for tuning in to Making Beats. This is part 2 and we're gonna get right into structure. In this episode, you're gonna learn a lot about different parts of a song, how to get there, transitions, lengths, a whole bunch of cool techniques and effects. So, we're working on one of my tracks that I wrote and produced for Keshia Angeline. She's one of my artists, and I'm currently working on her latest album. And yes, if you haven't seen part 1, the elements, go back and check that out, musicmarketingtv.com, and check out the patterns. All right, so with house music, now this is very I don't know, you would say this is a very minimal basic house song with some R&B vocals. And with this kind of music, it's always great to have lots and lots of repetitions, just as long as it doesn't get too annoying, right? So here we go with the first bit, which is the intro. We're going in with 16 bars, and it may not seem like 16 bars because the song is pretty fast, but it is 16 bars. All right, you can see right here. So check it out. Got a little bit of my SIK Productions stamp right there, and you can see here is a filter, an automation for my filter on the Lush 101. So you can see around here it starts to peak up. Cool, so you get the idea. Very simple, right? You just got the basic chords, get the feel of the track, and also try to keep in mind that this is not set in stone at the moment. We are still in pre-production for this song, but I thought it would be great to show you guys something that's actually being used. You know what I mean? It's actually going to be in an album, iTunes, radio, the whole 9, right? So you guys can get a whole idea, right? So there you go. 16 counts, 16 bars rather, and cool. So that's the intro. It's always great to start with either 8 or 16, just for DJing purposes. DJs like to mix in songs, actually in various ways, but in most ways 16 or 8 are the most common. And now we're gonna head into the verse, and not much of a transition or any effects leading into here. We have the synthesizer going up and then coming right back down. Then we got an effect here, right, to tell us that it's going into the next section. And yeah, let's take a listen to the next part.
He's a beautiful bird in a disguise. Heals when I'm hurt, too much of a flirt. Just speaks with his eyes, shielded in his arms. When I fall asleep, nightmares do no harm, don't have an alarm, so these dreams can repeat. 'Cause when I fall asleep.
So there you go. There you have it. Basic kick drum. Got your chords again. It's slightly changing in tone, in timbre, as the filter frequency sweeps up a little bit and then drops right back down, and then does the same thing again, right? I have my lead playing, but it's very faint. You can see how low the filter is, and then it really just comes in for the end, just for the end of the chorus, and straight like the whole thing for the dancey section, right? So that's pretty much it. The vocals, how I kind of envisioned them was kind of like she was waking up in the morning. Your voice is kind of groggy. It sounds like your voice is kind of gone, and the song's kind of about someone in your dreams that you fall in love with. So you also want to have that kind of sad or sorrow aspect to the voice, and to really get there you have to change the key of the track to make sure that it falls into your artist's low registry. So take a listen again.
He's a beautiful blur in a disguise.
This is actually very low for her. I was really pushing the low notes with this key here. I'll be doing the next verse, and you'll hear that it's actually too high for my voice, actually, because we do have different ranges. But again, the main focus is really on her because this is her track, her album, and it needs to be fit for her and not me. Right?
Nightmares do no harm, don't have an alarm, so these dreams can repeat.
Right, so that's pretty much it. And going into the chorus now. Hope not moving too fast for y'all. But it's YouTube, you guys can rewind. Going into the chorus now. Take away all the drums.
'Cause when I fall asleep, he's there. Then I wake up and it's just not fair. I'm forced into this dreamy affair. It hurts, but I just don't care. When I lay down, we're walking on air. Then I hit the ground and all I do is stare. My mornings are a total despair. But before I sleep, I sing a little prayer so that we...
Cool, so you get the idea. We're going to the dancing part, but before I do, it's really empty in the chorus, just so that you can really pay attention to what she's saying, and it just gets more intense as you travel through the chorus, and near the end it peaks, drops down a bit, so you can get a bit of an effect, a bit of a transition that goes into the dancing part. You get a good drop, right? It's a good pickup and then drop, right? So here are some of the sounds that I'm using for the effects. So entering the chorus sounds like this. And that's just to extend that first effect. Then coming out of it, or going into the chorus, or sorry, the dancing section, kind of sounds like this. So it's a sweep going backwards, right? And I also have this effect here, right, to, I don't know, kind of smack. I might change that sound a little bit later, but again, we're in pre-production. We're trying to figure out what we want. Some lyrics are going to change.
My mornings are a total despair.
Like that line doesn't really totally make sense. I wrote this at like 4 or 5 in the morning, so I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, so that has to change, a few changes, but you kind of get the idea that this is the most important part of the track. Like it's lyrically important, and the verse is important as well, because it's kind of describing who she's kind of in love with, and then this is like the section, the chorus is the section where she sings her heart out, right? And then we go into the dancing section.
Prayer, sing a little prayer so that we...
Now the dancing section is very progressive. Starts with a kick, then goes into the snare, hi-hats. Then we have a drop, and then into my part.
He's a beautiful plant.
Now this part is
in the sky.
not necessarily correct. Actually, it's definitely not correct because I'm singing what Keshia is supposed to be singing, and I thought, okay, well, I'm not really done writing, but for video purposes, for educational purposes, I threw it in there so you can kind of get an idea of what's gonna happen next. My vocals are gonna jump in here, kind of around the same pattern, although I'm not
He's a beautiful plant.
saying these lyrics. I will be saying stuff towards a girl and not a guy. Don't get it twisted. And yeah, so in the second verse here, you can see a few things change from the first verse. First verse was very progressive, so it starts empty and then gets in there. But in this part, we already start with the snare. Then hitting up with the hi-hat and more hi-hats.
Too much of a flirt, just speaks with his eyes, shielding in his arms.
Yeah, so you get the idea. Going to the chorus, I will be singing the same chorus.
Cause when I fall asleep, she's there. Then I wake up and it's just not fair.
Alright, so you get the idea. Nothing's changed, and I don't think I will be changing anything. The dancing part will always stay the same. Okay, and then the outro, or at least the bridge, or maybe I'm not sure really what to call it, but the next section here, we sing it together. Now the only thing that's supposed to be different is that she will be hitting a different, or maybe I will be hitting. One of us will be doing a harmony on top of the main
Cause when I
vocal.
fall asleep, she's there. Then I wake up and it's just not fair.
And then we will be replacing he's and she's with you, right? So kind of like that. So we're saying the exact same things, and it doesn't sound weird in the mix. But as that goes on, it actually enters the slow drum kit.
I'm forced into this dreamy affair. It hurts, but I just don't care. When I lay down, we're walking on air. Then I hit the ground and all I do is stare.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys learned a little bit of transitions. I mean, these things are very basic, but they are very powerful at the same time. And yeah, I hope you guys really learned something out of this episode. I'm Dandy from Music Marketing TV, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.